guys, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome if you're new. I'm Audra and I post videos every Tuesday and Friday on beauty and fashion and lifestyle, anything. So I would love to have you, so definitely subscribe if you enjoy this video. And I just wanted to say sorry, I missed Friday's video. I really needed to focus on relaunching my little resin ring business. I really needed to just put all my mental capacity towards it, but I did relaunch last Saturday. I have lots of options on my website. It's called ladylove, LADIELAUV.com. I'll link it in the description box and put the Instagram as well if you're interested at all. And I have a bunch of bright colors coming out this Saturday for summer, so really excited about that. But for today's video, it's gonna be a little bit different of a video than I normally do. I watched the documentary on HBO Max called Not So Pretty. It was narrated by Kiki Palmer, and it kind of just opened up my eyes a little bit more about the different chemicals and things that are in our products. There's 4 episodes, and each episode is based on I think the first one's makeup, the second one's nails, the third one's skincare, and the fourth one is hair care. So each one is just focusing on the different parts of beauty and potential hazards and different stories and cases and stuff about basically bad and harmful chemicals in our products. There's definitely some people in the documentary that go against saying that they're even bad, and there's people that claim there's no scientific studies that anything is actually that harmful, or that there's enough in the products that would even create a harm towards people's health. So there's definitely some people that say it's not even that big a deal, there's not that bad of things in our products. But in my opinion, if there's even a potential that something could cause me harm in the future, I feel I would rather opt out of it. So documentary definitely opened my mind up to it a little bit. I knew that there was probably some things that were not very good for us in the products we use, especially makeup and skincare. It all gets absorbed into our body, and I always knew it was not very regulated or anything. So yeah, I'm definitely not an expert in this or anything. I'm just trying to learn, and it's something I'm very interested in, especially because I use so many different products obviously every single day. I think especially as women, we all do. So I feel something that you use every single day like that and put onto your body every single day, it's pretty important to at least know what potentially could be in your products. I thought we could learn together a little bit. So after each episode of this documentary, it has a QR code you can scan to go to this page by HBO, and it has different resources and stuff to help you out if you're interested in learning about what's in your products and getting more clean products. And they mention these 3 apps. So one is Healthy Living, one's Clearya, and the other one is Detox Me. So I downloaded all 3 of those apps, and then I also have always had the app Think Dirty on my phone. I've had that probably for years on my phone. So they're all apps that you basically can just put in products, and it will let you know their rating on them based on how clean it is and how harmful it potentially could be. It tells you if there's carcinogens, anything that has been speculated as being harmful, especially in the long run and with continued exposure to it. So for this video, I grabbed a bunch of my favorite makeup products. I have some makeup, skincare, and hair care, and I also grabbed my favorite perfume as well, just to put them into these apps, see what kind of rating they give them. It doesn't necessarily mean that if one gets a really bad rating that I'm 100% never gonna buy it ever again or use it on me, but I think it's just important to be aware and know what kind of things that people that potentially know a lot more about this than I do would say about the products that I'm using. And I feel it's just little steps, trying to use cleaner products and also support companies that are taking the initiative to put better ingredients into their products. Because when I was watching the documentary, they kept saying that they were testing for things, especially they talked a lot about talc and asbestos in products, and they said they tested a bunch of products and stuff and found a good percentage of them had asbestos in them. So but the whole time I was tell me what those products are, I want to know what those products are. but they like wouldn't name names. But they did mention that a lot of them were brands like Clinique, Estee Lauder, they said Avon, L'Oreal I think one was. So those really big makeup brands that have been around for years and years and years. I kind of get the like feeling that those kind of brands are the ones that have like the most chemicals and things in them. It's almost like they do things the old way still. And what I think is really cool and what gives me kind of hope for the future of like makeup in the beauty industry is all these smaller brands coming out that are taking the initiative to put cleaner ingredients in their products and try to be more like clean and organic and vegan and cruelty free and all those things. So I feel like we're already like going in the right direction, and then the only way that we can continue to like have safer products is just to put pressure on other brands that are still potentially harming us and we might not even know it. So one way I just wanted to mention that they mentioned in the documentary to kind of advocate for this, if you are interested and you like want something to be done about this, there's a link on that little information page, and there's 4 bills that have been introduced to Congress. It's called the Safer Beauty Bill Package, and they make beauty and personal care products safer to everyone by getting toxic chemicals out, reducing unsafe chemical exposures for the most vulnerable, and making ingredient transparency the new industry standard. So basically on the site there is a place that you can click and start writing to Congress in support of those bills, because I did not know that the European Union already bans a lot of these chemicals and we only ban like a fraction of them. So I feel like when something like the EU is banning all these chemicals, I feel like it's pretty obvious that it could be harmful to us if they made it a point to ban all of those. So I'll definitely link that little like information page that they had from the documentary in the description box below. If you're interested at all, you can write to Congress. I definitely am going to, because I do think it is really important. So let's get into testing some of these products out and seeing what some of these apps are saying about them. The main 2 takeaways that I took away from the documentary that I'm gonna be personally watching out for when I'm going and buying products is, the first one is talc. So basically talc is in a lot of our like powdered products, and there's some scientific studies that say that you can't really separate talc and asbestos. I don't know the science of it, but they go hand in hand and are like intermingled basically. So where there's talc, there's a lot of times asbestos, which we all know obviously we don't want asbestos in our products. It's pretty disgusting and can cause cancer. So, and then the other thing I'm gonna be watching out for are fragrances. I've already very much so gone fragrance free on a lot of my, especially like body products. Like I don't use fragrance laundry detergent, and even like tampons, like anything that can come fragrance free, and I like have the choice of choosing, I always go fragrance free, because I already kind of knew that it's not very great, especially for your hormones, and my skin's pretty sensitive, so I've always just had issues with it anyway. But according to this documentary, it said that businesses aren't required to say what's in the fragrance, they can just list it as fragrance and not actually have the specific ingredients that are in their fragrance. So obviously that's not very transparent. There could be some hidden things in the fragrance that we aren't even able to like protect ourselves against because it's not even listed. So that's one of the things that the bill, if it gets passed, will require to say exactly what's in the fragrances that they add to their products. So those are definitely the 2 things that like really stuck out to me that I'll be kind of watching for whenever I'm purchasing products. I'm not saying I'm going to be perfect or anything. It's not like I'm not going to be like holy grail, like I cannot get any of these products. But like I said, I feel like it's just good to be aware and start moving in the right direction. So let's start with some makeup products first. I grabbed 2 foundations, like 2 of my top favorite foundations. One's the Ilia one, which is supposed to be more clean, and then the other one is the Estee Lauder, which Estee Lauder has been around for a really long time, so I'm wondering if it's kind of in that realm of not having the best ingredients. So let's try the Ilia one first. So I'm gonna do the Think Dirty one, I think, first. Super Serum Skin Tint SPF 40. And I do have this in Formosa. So it's saying, basically just saying it's clean. So they gave it a 3. So this is the, like how they rate the products on Think Dirty. 0 to 3 is product does not contain any ingredients which have documented potential negative health impact. 4 to 7 is products ingredients have potential moderate negative long-term health effects, and 8 to 10 is products ingredients have potential serious negative long-term health effects. So they gave this a 3. So let's go to ingredient list. And that's a lot of green, so that's good. Active ingredients, titanium dioxide and zinc dioxide, which I believe are both sunscreens, both components of the sunscreen. And that's cool, you can like open each one and read about it and exactly like what it does. So far so good. Ilia looks like, according to the Think Dirty app, is super clean. I'm gonna try the Healthy Living one, EWG Healthy Living. This one doesn't have it. So this Clearya app, you can go on like, it shows you like Amazon, and you can go to search the product. So it's kind of cool that like you can just find the products that you're like already going to be kind of buying, and it will tell you how clean they are. So this is the tint again, and you click up here, no alerts. So ingredients, basically saying that they think it's clean as well. Because I looked up a couple things earlier when I first downloaded it. If there's something like bad in it, it will like alert you, so no alerts there. So it definitely looks like Ilia is on the cleaner side. So that's good, because I love that so much. And next is the Estee Lauder Futurist Hydra Rescue. I'm not going to be using the Detox Me app because that one's more about like tips and kinds of products. Like you can look up like personal care and get like tips about like how to buy clean, or you can search and do like sunscreen, saying to go for more like mineral based sunscreens. So it will do like tips on the kinds of products. As far as I know, you can't put in like an actual product and it'll give it like a rating like the other ones. So I don't think I'm going to be using that one in this video at all, but definitely will be like referencing it for different kinds of products, like when I'm shopping and everything. I think the Think Dirty one is going to be having like most of the best like results because it's the most popular, so it probably is more likely to actually have like all the products that I'm trying to look up. But so let's do Estee Lauder Futurist. Ooh, this one has an 8. So mostly clean, 72 ingredients are clean, 5 ingredients are half and half, and 2 ingredients are dirty. Ingredient list. So active ingredients, one of the ones that are red is ethyl hexylmethoxynomate. Used in cosmetic products to protect against UVB radiation. It's a known and studied endocrine disruptor affecting estrogenic and thyroid activity, affecting several body functions including development, brain, and metabolism. Estrogenic disruption has been linked to breast cancer, so use with caution. So that's interesting. This is, it's scary. Toxic to aquatic organisms, skin irritation, respiratory and skin irritation, possible endocrine disruptor, possible carcinogen, possible allergic reactions. Like that's pretty scary when you're reading that about a product that you like love and have been wearing for years. So yeah, basically like a kind of like UVB protector in this is harmful. And then of course fragrance, skin irritation, sensitizing effect, respiratory and skin irritation, possible carcinogen, possible allergic reactions may cause skin irritation. So it's kind of interesting too, they're saying in this explanation part that their rating of fragrance applies to manufacturers who labeled fragrance with no clear company policy on whether they use synthetic or all natural fragrances. So if they have a clear policy on the usage with a combination of credible organic certifiers, fragrance will be on a review on case-by-case basis. So basically, I think it's kind of saying that like they're saying fragrance is bad if the company just puts fragrance and never explains themselves, or never having like credible sources and studies saying that their fragrance is clean or natural, or like being transparent about what's in their fragrance. Because like I said, a lot of times when they put fragrance, they don't have to say what's in the fragrance. So basically in here, unless they otherwise prove that their fragrance is cleaner and doesn't have bad chemicals in it, they're just going to be labeling fragrance as like a bad ingredient. So okay, so that gets an 8. I mean, that's 2 away from the worst it can be. So very interesting. I'm just gonna check to see if it's in the other apps at all. It's not in the healthy living one. Wow, this one has 14 alerts. So that same exact ingredient with that long name, the UVB protector. So yeah, it says banned or toxic. So it says the US FDA determines there is currently insufficient data to define this product as safe or effective in sunscreen products. So it's almost like they're labeling it as SPF, but like one of the ingredients that's in here for like UVB protection isn't even like proven to be safe and effective in sunscreen. So like that's a pretty sketch. And I feel like that's why more and more people lately I've been hearing to like not trust SPFs in makeup, like apply your own SPF. And probably for this reason. So yeah, endocrine disruptor, same thing, but it does list quite a few for potentially toxic. It says suspected as toxic, or I guess toxic applied under certain conditions. So this one is restricted in Japan. This one may include extremely small amounts of toxic contaminant, potential human carcinogen, formed as a byproduct during manufacturing. And then there's 4 that's allowed with restrictions. This one's restricted in European Union. So from my knowledge, that means that they say like there can only be like this percentage of this chemical in the product to be able to be on the shelves. This ingredient literally has US FDA consumer warning. Potential association was found between exposure to, I cannot pronounce this, but this ingredient by pregnant women during the first trimester, and lower scores achieved by their 6-year-old children in verbal comprehension tests. What? So it's a preservative. It looks like preservative restricted in cosmetics in the European Union and restricted in Japan. And then fragrance. So it's kind of crazy that like the Think Dirty app, like a big one was like fragrance, that's bad, but this one is like, honey, that one's not even that bad. Like out of all the other ones, that's on the lowest. Okay, so that was eye-opening. Like I said, it's one of my favorite foundations, but can I probably find a foundation that I love that doesn't have all those in it? Probably. So it's like when I finish it up, I mean, it makes me not even really want to finish it up, but I'll probably like finish it up and then try to just find something that I like that doesn't have those ingredients in it, because there is that option now, which is really amazing. But yeah, that's really eye-opening. Obviously I'm not a scientist, so I don't even know like what those ingredients are. Like I don't even understand really fully, like, but it's nice that these apps do put it in pretty like clear, easy to understand like forms. So okay, so I have 2 concealers. I have the Kosas concealer and the Milani concealer. Both I've heard that have pretty decent ingredients in them. So let's do the Kosas Super Creamy Brightening Concealer 3. So all clean, 29 ingredients, all clean. Not surprised. I think I might just kind of go through between Clearya and Think Dirty just because they seem to be the most like just super quick and easy to find the products. They've had every single one, so to make sure this video isn't like 2 hours long, we'll just kind of go back and forth. 2 alerts. Allowed with restrictions. The use of these ingredients may be subject to certain regulatory restrictions. So this is a preservative, potassium sorbate, restricted in cosmetics in the European Union. So it looks like they're both preservatives. So kind of sketchy that it's like restricted in the EU, but it doesn't look like it's too bad. So let's do Milani. So I don't see the concealer. Looks like they do have the foundation. That one's a 4. I'm guessing, I would guess that they're pretty similar ingredients. So this one conditions the skin and is moisturizing. It has contamination concerns with the product, but more safety data is needed to determine the real threat. So contamination concerns, basically. And unknown if it's really that dangerous, apparently. This ingredient emulsifies and is for skin conditioning, kind of same as the other one, but unknown if it's, like, unclear if it's dangerous, I guess. This one's a preservative. Explanation: old research found neurotoxic potential, high rates at contact dermatitis. So it kind of looks like it's just might be irritating to the skin, basically, but 4, pretty good. I would say that's not too bad. Clearya does have the concealer, but they're both saying ingredients aren't listed, so they're unable to basically test them. So I have no idea if like brow products are going to be in here, but I have the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel and the Boy Brow from Glossier. I'm just curious because they're both very like makes your brows like stick up and kind of stay in place, so I kind of just wonder like if there's an ingredient in there that would be kind of like weird. So Anastasia Clear, oh, and this one has a 9. The one that they say is the worst is a preservative and are often used as an unlisted fragrance ingredient. Possible carcinogen. Not enough information available. Use with concern. Endocrine disruptor. Male reproductive health interference. It is in the paraben family of preservatives, which we all know that parabens you should stay away from. This is a good explanation. The problem with parabens are that it mimics estrogen and can act as a potential hormone causing systematic disruptor. Endocrine disruptor that can harm male reproductive system development. That is messed up. Like, oh, just my brow gel that I use every day next to my eyeballs and my nose and my mouth, like, possibly can be an endocrine disruptor. And then especially like male reproductive health issues, like that's only one of them, one of the ingredients. There's 3 other ingredients that are bad in here. Preservative, fragrance, possible reproductive toxicity, possible endocrine disruptor, mild irritations when contact with eyes, which is literally right next to my eyes or above my eyes, may cause skin irritation. Avoid oral use, avoid ingestion. Just go to the next one. Fragrance ingredient, preservative, mimic estrogen, and can act as a potential hormone again. Health impacts. Some studies of breast tumors show a buildup of this ingredient, methylparabens, in the breast tissue. Possible reproductive toxicity, possible endocrine disruptor, may cause skin irritation. And this last one, it's a paraben again, used as a preservative and fragrance ingredient. Again, with the breast tumors having this in their breast tissue. Like, I just don't believe that I would probably need to have that in something that keeps my eyebrows up. Like there just must be a different way, right? Like let's do a quick one in Clearya just to get kind of like a second. I never want to take just like one app's or one group of people's, you know, rating of it and not do like any other research at all and just like take it as Bible, like, because I feel like that's just not like a good way to live life in general. So okay, 7 alerts on Clearya. Again, 3 parabens. So endocrine disruptors again. This one is prohibited in cosmetic ingredients in the European Union. Prohibited. 2 that are potentially toxic, again with the endocrine disruptors, and then 2 that are allowed with restrictions. So in the EU, looks like Japan too has like a restriction on it. It's like, get with the program, United States. Like, what? Okay. That was also very eye-opening. Let's do the boy brow. Not seeing it. The Ilia one is on here, it looks like, and those are a 3, so that's a good rating. I mean, the Brow Wiz, it has a 4, so decent. It's interesting going through these. Anastasia 8, Maybelline 8, Revlon 8, Bobbi Brown pencil 8, so a bunch of brow products. A lot of Anastasia on here, Maybelline, all like 8s or 9s. Let's go on Clearya. I don't know if you can get Glossier on Amazon. I doubt these ingredients will be listed. This looks like a third party maybe. Incomplete ingredients. There's so many listings. And all of them don't have the ingredients listed either. We're just going to skip that one. Move on. We still have a lot of products to go through.